On this special day, where Casey and Ian have chosen us to celebrate their commitment and their enduring love, I am honored to offer a few thoughts and a toast. So hopefully your glasses are full. Casey, I stand here today in awe of you and the woman you've grown to be. Caring, thoughtful, smart, and selfless. Your beautiful soul radiates from your core and touches others in countless ways. And I struggle with mere words to express the pride and joy you continuously bring into my life. I have vivid memories of when we first met. And how you made me feel as a father after the doctors whisked away Mom for a stat C-section. And after the initial fear and the unknown subsided, I was thankful and relieved that you were safe. I will never forget those feelings. And the first hour I spent holding you, just the two of us. You are especially unique. I know you know this. Exemplified by your choices and life pursuits. Baseball, yes, baseball, not softball, baseball. Volleyball, swimming, the drive for competition, proving yourself to yourself. Pursuits in environmental science, clinical herbalism, nutrition, flower essence, and trauma relief. All pursuits to make our world a better place and to aid others. All her life, Casey has followed her own path, self-defined and driven by passion for people, the environment, the world, her world, and her expectations to be the best at whatever she pursued. All these pursuits, and then, seemingly without any pursuit at all, Ian appears. At Arise in early 2017. As your father, admittedly, I haven't always understood your passions or why you pursued them. But I've embraced your passions for life's gifts. And at times, I did so with very little tangible evidence, while always believing in you. So when I heard of this boy, Ian, I had questions, but no concerns about Casey's choice. What I immediately understood about Ian is that he balanced Casey out quite perfectly. Ian was passionate just like Casey, but his patience and measured demeanor enabled her to reach beyond any reservations with a renewed confidence. Ian's adoration and love for Casey was visible, even blinding. I'd never seen Casey more full of adoration, more full of life and love, ever. And that was after a 3-month-long road trip together. Fast forward from 2017, through their time together in Lyons, Evergreen, Golden, and now Calhan, Colorado. And, Ellicott. We scratched that out. I went back to all my orders that I had sent to you. I missed that one. Amazon failed me. Calhan and Ellicott and all the other places in between. Their bond has grown even stronger and more resilient. Now this is the time and place where I intended to offer sage advice to the newlyweds. But what Casey and Ian shared with us yesterday demonstrated more wisdom than I can offer here, and validated that their love and mutual respect for each other is the light for all of us to follow. I will only offer one additional thought. Never forget that family is enduring. Family is your anchor, your base, and your guide. So, please raise your glasses to Ashkay and Ian. May your journey together be marked by continued prosperity, driven by your love and adoration for each other. May your path be cleared of obstacles by your choices, your teamwork, and of course, a little luck. But most importantly, may you always know that this family, all of us here, will be there to support you when you stumble and pick you up and carry you should you ever fall. To this new family, Ashkay and Ian. Cheers. Cheers. Love you guys. All right. Who's next?
Can't be there. I have to follow that one. Okay. So, Casey is my little sister, for those of you that don't know. And I remember at some point here in like the past 5, 7, 10 years, I had to consciously start telling myself to start referring to her as my younger sister as opposed to my little sister, because she had grown up, and that everything she was doing with her life, you could hardly qualify as little. And so for about the past year, I've been living with my elder sister, Taryn and Randy and Cannon over here, and you. And it's been a lot of fun because I've gotten a lot of flashbacks of what it was like growing up with Casey. Practicing wrestling moves on you on on mom and dad's bed, doing it with Cannon now on the couch, double jumping on the trampoline, and yeah, it's been really nice to get reminded of those moments, especially with this wedding coming up. And it's wow, the fact that you're getting married now, as an older brother, all you're ever really worried about is wanting to protect, is wanting the best for you, make sure that you're safe and cared for, and that nothing bad ever happens to you. And for you to get married to this gem of a human being over here, and nothing could make an older brother happier for them to see the way that you two care for each other, to hear about just how all your affirmations and your story yesterday about your time together, and how much you're committing to be there for one another for the rest of each other's lives in every way, and living in love every single day. So, as an older brother, I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be more relieved that you found someone that you love and that loves you and that is committing to each other to take care of one another. So, thank you. And let's raise a glass to a lifelong full of love, commitment, and cherishment to Ian and Casey.
Casey, as Dad noted, I also remember distinctly the day that you were born. We had been waiting patiently for our new sibling, our new addition to the family, to enter this world. I remember my school principal walked into my second grade classroom and pulled me outside to tell me I had a sister, a baby sister. The 9-year age gap between Casey and me has brought a unique privilege to my life. I've had the perspective as a caretaker for Casey, a teacher, a car ride DJ to school, back when you had to flip the cassette tape. I was the big sister, like the responsible, reliable big sister. From changing diapers to giving her rides to elementary school birthday parties, that was me. Casey came into the world with a command and a magic, an energy that I couldn't fully articulate at the time and still cannot. I have memories of her playing in the bathtub at 6 months old, belly laughing at Dad playing with a Simba toy puppet on the floor of our living room, of her elated excitement upon receiving a dozen boxes of Band-Aids in her Easter basket one year, of some of her very first swim competitions, her college recruiting visits, and doing our best to imagine an environment, a school, a team that would be the best fit for her life. As Casey grew, I could feel what she was feeling. I could read her face from across the swim deck. I could see her fierceness or her fear. And over time, I could tune into her energy and what she really needed in the moment. And I always wanted to take care of her, protect her, offer her any and all solace in the times that she really needed it. I have this scar on my knee from falling down the stairs of our front porch. When she was very young, I was carrying her, and I remember shifting my body mid-air to take the full fall so that she could remain safe. I'd show up at any call, driving across town or flying across the country when she really needed it. But perhaps the side less told is the solace and care she's offered me all these years. The stability she's brought to my life, the motivation she's provided me to keep on moving, to fight the good fight, to set a solid foundation. She was always the North Star in our family. For the right thing to do, she was guiding us along the way. The injustices of the world, the inequities, any form of unpeace or malice has always made Casey uneasy. At age 7, she once overheard me and my friends, teenagers at the time, talking about sneaking someone into the movie theater without a ticket, and it brought her to tears. Casey has pushed all of us to be more, be better, see the world in its beauty and in its balance, and work to achieve and preserve that balance. She's seen the light in me, and that has helped keep me going. She's the calm in a world that brings chaos sometimes. And she's been there for me when things have been really tough. Sometimes silently, just listening, giving me space to feel and heal. She's an incredible sister, a beautiful soul, a light on this earth. Our parents have allowed the space for her and all of us to grow, to really be ourselves, our best and authentic selves. We've had this foundation as a family that is sturdy, based in love and support. MVP to Jacob for being the middle child to 2 strong-willed sisters. And I'm so excited to see Ian come into the fold and to see Ian and Casey together. Ian's a little bit of a nut, but he's the kind of nut you want around. He's a caring, genuine, kind, and open soul. He's brought adventure to our family, excitement, and love. I've seen Ian and Casey in the perfect yin and yang situations, and I've seen him bring a comfort to her life. And seeing that calmness and comfort really is soothing to a big sister. He's also sturdy, like our family. He's compassionate, and he came to us through magic. Albeit a magic tournament, as you heard last night, but through magic. And he's brought with him magical people, and we're looking forward to building relationships with Jess and the Glissenfers. Sorry, I need to get that right. and all of the people in this tent. But most importantly, Ian's magic, paired with Casey's, brings us here to this magical union in a magical place with a magical energy. So please raise a glass to this incredible union, to Casey and Ian, to their beautiful and magical life together. Cheers.
There's not much more to say that hasn't already been said. Those are really beautiful words. So Casey's been, I'm going to cry. I'm a crier. I'm going to get this out, I promise. So Casey's been my friend now for 15 years coming up. And during our friendship, I'm going to cry. During our friendship, you and your family have always made me feel a very welcomed extension, and for that I am very grateful. Something that comes to mind when I think of you guys is the way that you dance. Dance takes a lot of trust, balance, compromise, and practice. May you always continue to trust one another, to balance each other out, to practice at your relationship, and continue to compromise in the way that you do so beautifully. May your love always endure, and may you always keep asking each other to dance. So cheers to Ashke and Ian on this special day. We love you guys so much. Cheers.
Right. When I met Ian the first day, he did not look like this. I saw him first we were playing in the same poker tournament in Colorado, and I looked across the table and I saw this very clean-cut, baby-faced guy who looked like he was maybe 15. And I said to myself, well, this is fresh meat here. There's no way he knows what he's doing. So I'm going to bluff him and take all of his money. And it did not go well for me. He took all of my money, and I went home very sad that day. The second time I saw Ian was maybe 6 months later, and I didn't know it was the same person because this time when I looked across the table, I saw this bearded Yeti who looked like he had been living in the mountains for like 6 years straight. And I didn't know it was the same person, but I had the same thought. I said, there's no way this guy knows what he's doing. I'm going to bluff him and take all his money. Again, it did not work out well for me. He got all my money instead. Went home very sad that night. 6 months later after that, I saw him again, and this time something clicked, and I said, oh my God, it's the same person from the last two times. And I said, hey, did I bluff you twice? And he just smiled and he said, yeah, that was me. And so this time I got a little smarter and I said, we should hang out sometime. Because if you can't beat him, just join him, right? So that day when I smartened up, I got a friend and I got a brother. I saved a lot of money. And over the years, I've learned why it was such a bad idea to try and bluff this guy. One is because he is infinitely curious in nature and curious about what it is to be a human, what it is that we're here for, about love and happiness in life. And so all great things to have as a friend. and also all things that you don't want your opponent to have in them when you're trying to bluff them in a poker game, because they will want to see your cards. So, infinitely curious, and also don't bluff somebody who's just very lucky. This is a very lucky person right here. I couldn't even tell you how many people over the years have come up to me in a poker room complaining about how lucky you are. Just like endless, asking me if I know why you're so lucky. And I do know why, but I didn't tell them because they wouldn't understand that you get back what you put out. And of all the people I know, you've put in more than just about anybody in terms of the time and energy to figure out who you want to be and what kind of impact you want to make in the world. So it's no surprise that you are one of the, what others would say is the luckiest people they've ever seen. And so, speaking of luck, you've outdone even yourself here now. Congratulations. I remember maybe just before you two met, my wife and I were talking just after we had been hanging out, and my wife was saying, "Oh, what a great guy! I can't believe Ian's single. This is crazy." And I said, "Yeah, but it's gonna be fine. He knows what he's looking for." And shortly after, you call me one day after I haven't seen you in forever, and you say, "Hey, I met someone special." And I was like, okay. And it took about 1 second before, Casey, you walked through the door and I saw you and you smiled and you gave me a hug, and I was like, oh, I just relaxed. And I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And in the years since, it's all just magnified. Everything I love about you has just grown more and more. All the qualities about you that make you special have just gone up levels and levels year after year. And so that is clearly just a product of the two of you finding each other, connecting and growing in this way, and making the exact life that you want together. So I couldn't be happier to see what is going on here between the two of you. And I'm such a fan of what you're up to, and can't wait to see how the story unfolds. So raise a glass to you both here, to Ashke and Ian. Thank you.
Hey guys, congratulations. That was awesome. You're married now. That was a lot Jason was saying about Ian, which made me feel comfortable to talk for a minute about Ashke, who I call Ashke and everyone here calls Casey. And I was just meditating about y'all's marriage, and I was actually meditating about your names a little bit and the meaning of the name Casey, since you're Casey too. And I thought it was very interesting that one of the connections I was finding was that Casey's related to the tree acacia, which is cool because you're into herbalism, and that's like a really interesting plant. And also, I also thought it was interesting that it's related in Greek to Cassandra, who was a prophetess. And she was gifted with prophecy, but nobody believed the things she was saying. So I thought, well, that might be interesting information for Ian. So that he takes into consideration whatever prophecies Casey is making. And also, Casey, as Ashke already knows, also means brave in battle and vigilant and many other things. That just made me think of some of the things that I really appreciate and love about y'all's dynamic with each other, and just reflecting on, this moment where we were at Valley Soul once together, and y'all were laying on a couch, and I asked, oh, how long have you been together? And you said 2 years. And right at that moment, I thought that was very inspiring, because you had a spark of some sort of honeymoon energy between you, and you'd been through 2 years together, which takes commitment, even that. And I thought that's very inspiring. And so I was just reflecting on how, even though we're really close friends in terms of relationship, I also see you two as teachers and role models. And some of the qualities that I just think y'all emulate in your relationship are really incredible lessons for any of us in relationship. And this, coming back to the name Brave in Battle, one of them is, I just think it's really, really important and potent how authentically and naturally you defend each other, and how there's just this kind of raw impulse in you to have each other's back. And I think that that's something that will really take you a far way. And the way that Ashke, like, you know, if you feel that there's anything that would be beneficial for Ian, you want more of that for him. But if you feel that there's, you know, something that is hurtful to him, then you want to protect him. And I think that's really valuable. And also, Ian, just seeing the way how giving you are and how much you can compromise yourself to support and to give what's needed in the moment, to be there for someone and to make sacrifices and, you know, basically, give yourself ultimately to a person is just really powerful. And that kind of like, you know, support and giving and compromise that you show, and the calm too. I was thinking about Ian's patience and forgiveness and calm. And because Ashke is a very passionate, fiery person sometimes, even though Ashke is the water sign, you're the fire. But anyways, I was just looking around, and there's so much water here, and there's boats and things, and I was thinking about how life is kind of like being stuck in the middle of an ocean sometimes, right? Like being alive, it feels like you're just in the middle of a giant ocean. And how with a relationship like the very special marriage now that you two have, it's kind of like having a motorboat in the middle of the ocean when you're stuck out there, so you can not drown and get somewhere. And I think that probably Ian would be the boat part, like, you know, and I think Ashke would be the motor. And since there's no paddles in this equation, you know, if you just have the boat, you're kind of just still out there in the middle of the ocean. But at least, you know, you've got a boat. And obviously you don't want to just have a motor without a boat. That's no good. So the two put together, stay on an even keel and you know where you're going. So bless you.
Okay, embarrassing story. What do I got? This man has truly always been for me. He is a big brother through and through, and I can only hope to provide that same kind of support and that same kind of love to you and Ashke and your new family. I'm beyond words with how precious this is. But the story I'm going to tell is actually from when they first met. So I remember way back when you guys were at the Arise Music Festival, and I was working a food truck there, and something broke, and I ended up having to close down for a night while it was getting fixed. And I found my brother, and he tells me, "You have to meet this woman." And I'm like, Ian never really brought his partners around. I'm his little sister, but I'm also kind of protective, you know. He's my guy. And we went to the show, and like my coworker was with me, and I think one of your friends was there, and the magnetism between you two, I immediately got it. It was palpable. And it's not just that natural energetic cohesion that you two have, but the work and the communication and the love and the tenderness that you two have built into your foundation is going to last forever. I love you. I love your family. I'm so happy that this is happening. And I know that no matter what the tide brings, your foundation is always going to stand strong, and you'll always have your family here to support you in that. So here's to you both. May you support each other, may you hold space for each other, and may you always love each other. May you celebrate each other, and let us celebrate you. Cheers.
Sacred Waters, bring me the wisdom to make this prayer for these beautiful people here. And I want to start to say thank you both for bringing us here to this experience and to contemplate and to within each other as a family and as a friends. And I'm so happy to be here. This is my first wedding, and I'm a bridesmaid, so this makes so more beautiful this for me. And well, I just want to share a little bit how I feel when I meet you both, because I was reflecting while everyone was sharing a little bit, and I just came back to 2.5 years when I came to the United States and to this house in Golden House in the mountains. And at this time I didn't speak English and didn't understand too much, so it was very kind of quiet moment for me meet people, like just feel people because I can understand when they talking. And so the first time I remember when I met Ashke, I feel you, and the way that feel more was like definitely you're a little cat. So I mean both, because you was very kind of shy and kind of like, okay, you know, when the cat just come in and then just go. And I try to understand, like, oh, maybe I am not good for her, you know. And then slowly in the kitchen, we start to connecting more. And I definitely know that was because I didn't speak well English, but you are like this, and you reflect one part of me that sometimes I want to be just myself and don't be around people because I just need to hibernate. So it was beautiful to learning that I am like this sometimes, and we need to, when we feel it, just honor that. And you show me to honor that and not to try to be social when I definitely don't want to be. And with Ian was kind of the same, because sometimes I was in the kitchen say something to Ian and like I don't know, like did you have this, and he never answered me, and it's like okay, maybe I can do it for you, you know. But was very beautiful when your friend sharing about your car hat, because when Ian cut his hair, he is a different person. Like I think he just shining more, or is more in earth. You was more in the air when I meet you, and right now you have roots, and he's a fireman keeper. So that's very beautiful to watching you growing up. And I was sharing this with your sister yesterday, that you are like I am the oldest in my family. I mean, in my brothers and sisters, and Ian is like my brother. And I always want to have an older brother or sister, and I think you both are in different times. Like when I bought my first car, and I bought a car that is for second hand, and I have so many things. I didn't know anything about cars, and Ian always helped me to find things cheapest and to make the researching. And when I have a flat tire, I remember I was in shock because I am going to my work, and I just like, yeah, what I should do, and always you like help me, and I feel like okay, I at least I have some, because my husband sometimes he is very very busy, and I don't know, these kind of things I just sometimes need to, okay, more easy with Ian. I don't want to put too much in him sometimes. And the same happened with Ashke. She's my little nurse. Always when I'm sick, or when I have something going on in my body, I always ask her, and she is like, okay, well, I'll take this, 2 drops of this, and I'm going to make something more for you. And it's so amazing to have like your medical in your home. Like, it's so beautiful. So I am so grateful that you both always teach me in different ways. Not just in this or in this, it's so many different ways to learning, to growing up, because I've still be little, and to contemplate also the beauty when we growing up, like reminds you both before and right now is so beautiful. And I'm so grateful to always sit with you guys and pray each other and sing each other and be always in the sacred place together every day and not just one time. So this is something that I was feel that I am so lucky. Now you are lucky. I'm so lucky to have these teachers in my life every day, and I am not very good with women. I mean, living with women, so hanging out. But I am so grateful that we never have some kind of issue with each other. Like, it's so incredible. I never have a fight with fight. You say hate? Fight with Ashke. So this is very beautiful, and I honor your roots. I honor all the roots that you bring. I mean, all your ancestors that always protect you and walking with you both in the ceremonies, in the community. And thank you to you guys, the community. I feel that can feel support with Josh and I sometimes are in our things or outside the community. I just feel that you guys can hold in sometimes. And I'm so grateful thank you for continuously walking with us, for take care of the community in your ways, in your unique ways. And I hope our babies, cats, one day can walk in and go to picnic with us. And I think I say everything. Maybe I will remember the other part in some moment, but thank you guys, and I may a blessing to the Great Spirit. Please bring always the light to these beautiful souls in the darkness and also in the sunny days. Give the fire always. Keep the fire in this relation, in this new family, and keep always the water clear and pure in this union and this love. Aho. Cheers!
I forgot to give my toast. I want to drink to y'all's abundance. May your wedding be rich and plentiful. Your life together, family.
Thanks everybody for the speeches. Go ahead. No, we're good.